Imagine a life, if you will, where you're never quite sure where home is. One moment you're in a war zone, then you're in a refugee camp. Then you finally make the move to a country like Canada, a province like British Columbia, and even then you're in a hotel, still not sure where you will actually end up. For those people whose lives are almost literally in their suitcases, that is a reality. And throw a very young child into the mix, and you've got one family's remarkable story of tenacity and always looking forward. Tonight, as part of our ongoing series, Finding Refuge, Catherine Rolfson introduces us to that family.
Saja Aeash, her husband Shadi Alradi, and their daughter Zain Alsham are exploring their new neighborhood in Coquitlam. It's a quiet afternoon, but peaceful moments like these are not to be taken for granted after the journey they've endured before finding a home here. We first met this family at a hotel in downtown Vancouver earlier this year. Along with hundreds of other Syrian refugees, they were living in limbo, unable to find affordable accommodation in the Lower Mainland.
All the people in here say the home is very expensive in Vancouver.
Finally, after more than 3 weeks in the hotel, it's moving day, after a property management company offered up below-market rates to Syrian refugees. Saja hasn't even seen the place, but she packs their belongings into 2 suitcases and a backpack and holds her daughter tight. Their 2-bedroom apartment seems vast for a family that has gotten used to sharing a bed.
Certainly having our own place is the first step towards settlement in Canada. We'll definitely have more space and more privacy here. And this should be our first step into full settlement into the new country.
But Shadi and Saja can't help thinking of the places they've left behind. Shadi owned his own home in Daraa in southwestern Syria. But then the city became a flashpoint in the conflict.
When I finished my studies back in Damascus and went back to Daraa, there were a lot of bizarre and frightening events going on. It was becoming a daily occurrence that the military airplanes would drop explosive barrels, which made no distinction between militants or children or women. Death and destruction was everywhere.
Their next home, the massive Zatari refugee camp in Jordan.
It was a very difficult situation. There is no life in the camp. The situation in the camps was terrible, so eventually we had to sneak out of there illegally.
Finally, after 3.5 years in Jordan, the young family, Saja's just 20 and Shadi 29, got a chance to start over in Canada.
I felt I grew older in Jordan. Here, it's a blank slate, starting over, a new phase of our life, full of hopes.
1 week after moving day, the family's starting to settle in. Shadi is now looking for work and they're eager to improve their English. But most of all, they're just enjoying having a safe home of their own.
We are very happy to be here and we feel very free. We feel freedom.
No one's happier here than little Zain. Her proud parents say the very day they moved in, just as they took the first steps in their new life, she started to walk. Catherine Rolfson, CBC News, Vancouver.